May 1999, Hong Kong. A 14-year-old girl went to the police to make a confession about the murder of 23-year-old Fan Man Yi, aka Ah Mop. The girl claimed that she was being haunted by Fan because she helped to kill her. The girl led the police to an apartment in the commercial district of Hong Kong. At first, the police were reluctant to believe the girl, until they found a human tooth lying at the scene. Upon further investigation, the police found body parts in an old fridge and a skull that had been stuffed inside the head of a Hello Kitty mermaid doll. The police later got the full gruesome accounts of Fan's last month alive. Fan was an orphan who got involved in drugs and prostitution at the age of 16, becoming addicted to drugs such as ice, alongside her husband, who was also an addict. She worked as an exotic dancer in a strip club and in a hotel brothel to support him and her young child. Whilst working in the romance hotel, she met 34-year-old Chan Mongkok, aka Big Brother. He was a regular client of hers and was involved dealing ice. He was also her pimp. Due to his violent behavior, Fan wanted to cut him out of her life and tried to cut him off. She stole a wallet from him containing over 400,000 yen. Afraid of what he might do, Fan returned the money and gave him an extra 10,000 as a peace offering. But Big Brother still wanted revenge. In March of 1999, Big Brother ordered 2 men to go to Fan's apartment and kidnap her. One Liang Wai Yantu, 21, and Liang Xing Chao, 27. The men took her to 13 Granville Road, Sim Sha Si, where Big Brother and his 14-year-old girlfriend, who would later confess, were waiting. Big Brother's original plan was to use Fan as a sex slave and sell her services to men so he could keep the money. But he and the other 2 men beat her too severely, and she was too battered and bruised. The 3 men continued to beat and torture her. The 14-year-old girl said it was a game that they would play. If Fan didn't pretend to be happy, they would beat her harder. They made her smile and laugh while they burned her. They turned it into a happy atmosphere. The teenage girl grew curious and wanted to know what it felt like to hurt someone. So she joined in with the beatings, which escalated into burning her with hot wax, rubbing spices into her eyes, burning her feet with cigarette lighters, and made her eat and drink her own waste. At night, they would tie her to a ceiling fan, and when they would go out, they locked her into the bathroom. On April 15th, the 14-year-old girl found her dead in the bathroom. The 3 men then proceeded to dismember Fan's body in the bathtub and put some of her body parts in the fridge. They then boiled her head next to a pan of noodles before stuffing her skull inside the head of a Hello Kitty doll. They vacated the apartment soon after and never went back. After the confession, the men were brought to the court of first instance, and in November of 2000, all 3 men were convicted of manslaughter due to the jury ruling that the remains were not sufficient enough to show whether Fawn was murdered or died in another way, such as drug overdose. They each received 20 years in prison. The teenage girl, whose identity has been kept secret because of her age, testified at the trial in exchange for immunity. She claimed that Fawn haunted her every day. The apartment in Granville Road was torn down in 2012.